Well, hello everybody. Welcome to the Staples Gymnasium for 32 minutes of FCAC girls basketball. The winner of tonight's game takes the 5 seed in the FCAC for one of the biggest FCAC games of the season as the second to the last one. Prepare your starting lineups before we get to the pregame show.
I don't think we're doing stats.
So those are your starting lineups here before we get right into the pregame. Before we get right into the pregame show, here's Aiden Blank with this broadcast format as it is a special one here for WWPT.
Yeah, thanks, Cam. We are so happy to have you along with us today as we continue along here on WWPT. We're happy to bring you into the broadcast. Tonight is a special night. The first time we've ever done this, and hopefully we can make this a consistent thing between our two programs, but you're able to watch the video on the Falcon Sports Network that has the WWPT feed on it. So we're really happy to bring the best out of both programs, and it's great publicity for everybody involved.
Big broadcast tonight, big game. As I was saying before, the 5 seed is going to be taking the 5 seed is the winner of this game. Jake, big matchup for both squads. What's Staples looking to do as they're the underdog in this one?
Well, Cam, knowing Staples girls basketball, you know a team that likes to push the pace and focus on defense. I know we've talked to Coach Paco Fabian in the past. They take their pride, all their heart comes from the defense and turning defense into offense. Definitely a player to watch, senior captain Ellie Fair.
Ludlowe in their blue jerseys with the white stripes and the white numbers, and Staples in their home white uniforms with the blue numbers and the gray and blue lining on each side. So here's tip-off. Ludlowe wins it. We're ready to go. 32 minutes of basketball here at the Staples Gymnasium. And to start off, it's Tarolo up top, guarded by Ellie Fair, the senior captain for Staples. Then it's Bridget Paulman. Paulman from 3. It's good! Paulman gets the first points of the game.
Cam, they're coming out shooting.
Big shot by Ludlowe, the senior captain, Paulman to start the game. Now here's the other senior captain, Ellie Fair, to Abby Carter. Marley Lopez down low, spin move, and lays it in off the basket.
Cam, Lopez Paul, big body down low, definitely a rebounder and a prominent paint scorer for the Staples team.
The kind of game you want to see. For the 5 seed, the winner of this is going to have a really tough test in either Danbury or Trinity Catholic in the quarterfinals. We've got a really good game, and you can see the shooting is really going to be a factor in this game.
And that will be a foul on the play. Ellie Fair guarded by Paulman. That's her first of the game. So Ludlowe now holds possession. And a huge game tonight as Ludlowe and these two teams faced off earlier in the year at the Todd Berger Tourney, where Ludlowe took the win. But here for 3, it's good! Bridget Paulman from the corner.
Cam.
It's going to be dangerous tonight, Cam. Watch her.
You know, we're seeing a Ludlowe team that has a ton of shooters from the outside, a threat from the arc, a lot of players.
So Marley Lopez on the inbound, 6-2 Ludlowe. Lopez, and a play to get Abby Carter open, but it'll be Ellie Fair. Ellie Fair here, guarded by Ellie Fair here, guarded by O'Connell. Fair getting guarded tightly up top, gives it to Abby Carter. Abby Carter pump fakes and gives it to Nicole Holmes, the sophomore. A big part of this team, and now she'll give it to Chirac. Chirac driving down the lane, kick out to Abby Carter in the corner. Carter from 3, no good off the back arm, but rebound by Lopez. Lopez drives, and a floater off the glass, and it's good.
There's 2 early buckets for Lopez, Paul. Cam, It's been a major theme for her all year, offensive rebounds and putting it back in. We see one right there.
Yeah, you can tell. You look at her versus Paige O'Connell. That's the kind of matchup that Ludlowe really thinks O'Connell can thrive in. Yeah, she's really less physical than Lopez Paul, but she really should be able to hold her own in this matchup tonight.
So now Tarolo up top. She's setting up the offense, guarded by Fair. She'll hand it off to Paulman, the senior captain. Senior night just a few nights ago. But she'll dribble it off her leg, and it will be Staples' ball. Good defense by the sophomore, Nicole Holmes.
The kind of mistakes you cannot make in a game this big.
Cam, every turnover, every big play for Staples, you see the bench getting into it, yelling, all these fans behind us. Staples thrives off the energy, and we're seeing that early in the game.
So here's Marley Lopez on the near side, inbound, gives it to Ellie Fair. Fair's bringing it up, has been leading this team all year, all FCAC her junior season. She's guarded by O'Connell. She'll drive through the legs and then gives it to Abby Carter. Abby Carter now to Lopez in the middle. Lopez fumbles the ball around, and it's stolen. Here come the Falcons on the other way. Here comes Paulman to the rack, but she's blocked, tipped around, and it is going to be a jump ball under the rack, but it is going to stay, no, it's going to be Staples basketball.
Staples wanted it up and down. You could see Torello went up and came down. They wanted to travel on that.
So here come the Wreckers. Fair, just over midcourt. Fair driving to her right side where she's the most dominant and gives it to Chirac up top. Chirac gets a screen from Lopez. She's going to her right side, gives it back out to Lopez in the pick and pop. She'll shoot it 17 feet out, no good off the short side of the rim. But now here comes Ludlowe on the other way. Tipped around, rebounded, gives it around, and it's all over the place. And now back up top to Busher. But it's a double dribble by her, and it'll be Staples basketball.
Cam, you love to see the transition defense out of the Staples team early on, getting back on every play, whether a turnover or a missed shot.
Yeah, watch Busher drive. She is not timid at all. For a sophomore point guard coming off an injury where she was out for 2 weeks, she is not shy at all to go right down low. She wants to score, and she wants to be the big player in this game.
5 minutes left to go. Here's Abby Carter up top. Staples down by 2. Here comes Holmes. Holmes floats it up, no good. And now it'll be a jump ball down low, and it'll be Ludlowe basketball.
An ill-advised shot right there. Staples needs to make the smart shots and try to hold on to the ball as much as possible. We've seen turnovers hurt this team late in games in the past.
And if you're just tuning in, it's Karen Manna, Jake Gersh, and Aiden Blank who watch the game on the Falcon Sports Network. Or stay here and listen at WWPT 90.3 FM. So here come the Falcons on the other way.
Busher's going to run this offense.
Busher, she'll give it to Tarolo. Tarolo kicks it out, and that's a 3 from Bocci, but no good. Rebounded by Marley Lopez, but it's another jump ball in the middle of the paint, but it will keep it for Staples basketball.
So for Bocci, it's going to be interesting to see what kind of time she gets playing-wise, because she was the starter when Busher was injured for 2 weeks. So it's going to be interesting to see what kind of playing time Eda gets. That's going to be a signal whether she proved herself to Sarah Kinsley that she can start and play well on this team.
Here's Fair, baseline and rejected, but it will stay Staples basketball. Good drive right there from Fair, Jake.
Good drive, aggressive player. You know, we've seen Ellie Fair do it all through her 3 years as a starter.
So Fair will inbound it. That's what she does mostly on these inbound plays under the basket for the Wreckers. Gives it to number 21, Chirac on the wing. Chirac near side, kicks it out to Carter. Carter from downtown, and it's no good. Rebounded by the Falcons, and here they come on the other way. It's Paulman. Gives it to Tarolo. Tarolo setting up back to Paulman, the senior captain. Right back to Tarolo. Tarolo setting up top. Sarah Kinsley is calling out some plays. And then here comes down the lane is Tarolo. Jump shot, 17 feet out, and it's an air ball. And the Wreckers will let it go, and it'll be Staples Wreckers ball.
Tough way to start from beyond the arc for Torello, but we know when she gets a good open look, she can hit, as Paulman checks back into the game.
Lopez inbounds it right back to Lopez. She'll run the offense. Stretch forward for the Wreckers as she's a big sophomore. Few moves, but it goes off her foot, and that's a turnover. Here on the other way is the Falcons. Falcons will set it up again. Good defense by the Wreckers. Here's Bocci. Back up to Tarolo. Tarolo, a big senior night. As she's a sophomore, she's done very well for these Falcons. Gives it back to Paulman. Paulman up top, dribbling it around. She'll give it to Bocci. Bocci gives it down low to Paulman, the other sister. But then she'll kick it out and gives it to Tarolo for 3. And it's no good. Another air ball, and it will be Staples basketball.
7-0. Tough night. Start shooting, Cam, Jake. you know she's going to want to keep taking those shots because when she gets one, when she starts hitting, she's going to be a problem for the Wreckers.
Ellie Fair bringing it up, and Fair's done a great job for those Wreckers so far, Jake.
Yeah, 100%.
Fair gives it to Carter, cutting. Carter, reverse layup, no good. And is rebounded by the Falcons. They're coming on the other way. It's Tarolo. Tarolo, Eurostep to the rack, and rejected by Lopez, but there's a foul called. And Tarolo will go to the line for 2.
Well, Cam, we've seen this Fairfield team not getting much in the paint. Most of their shots been from the outside near the arc. And Staples has done a great job defending it. Not too much luck besides that first shot of the game. So if I'm Staples, I'm letting this Ludlowe team shoot from the outside.
Tarolo, 2 shots from the line. First shot is good. 2:53 to go in this first quarter. 7-4 Ludlow. Low-scoring game. Both teams playing very good defense, Jake, and that's what Coach Fabian loves to preach to his Wreckers.
You know, Staples prides their team on their effort and their defense. A team with a lot of heart should be a theme we'll see throughout this whole game.
Tarolo's second free throw is bouncing around, but good. So the Wreckers will come on the other way quickly. Here's Chirac. She's guarded by Tarolo. She'll slow down the offense.
Interesting full court man defense.
Gives it to Carter. Carter dribbling it back up top. She'll set it up. Gives it to Chirac on the wing. Ellie Fair comes over a screen, but she's covered very tightly by Boshi. Chirac up top, guarded by Tarolo. Chirac going around a screen from Norden. Jump shot, 17 feet out, no good. Abby Carter tries to get the rebound, but she's bumped. Here come the Falcons on the other way. It's Tarolo to the paint. The layup is no good. Rebounded by Boshi. It's all around the place. Tipped off the foot of Tarolo, and it's Staples basketball.
Cam, tough day to start for Torello. You know, she should get it going. As Aiden said earlier in the broadcast, she's a main player for this Ludlowe team. So don't think she's going to stop shooting.
Wreckers on the other way. Coach Fabian's Wreckers. Very confident ball club going into the FCAC playoff next Saturday. Here's Fair up top coming over a screen. She's guarded by Boshi.
Not a lot of fouling. You look at this. Ludlowe, a team that I know from calling their games, a team that fouls a lot. 2 fouls on Staples, 1 on Ludlowe.
And Lopez in the paint from Chirac, but it's stolen. Goes through the legs of Paulman, and she's fouled. Tripped up by Lopez, and that will be the 3rd foul of the game for the Falcons.
Cam, a foul right there, but we've said all broadcast. The effort is what Staples is looking for all game. Diving on the floor right there, Abby Carter.
And that's what really these Staples Wreckers look for. We were just talking about before. This is what Coach Fabian really goes by. He likes how his team works very hard all throughout the game.
Cam, how about freshman Jen Westfall checking in this early in the game?
Just saw Jen a few minutes ago in her JV game. Did a very good job. A future for the Wreckers as a freshman, as Jake just said.
You can see a lot of young blood up here. You see Juliette Buescher is the point guard, Emma Torello, Anna Paulman, both sophomores. You're going to see a lot of young blood in this game.
And a nice drive there by Paulman. She goes to the rack reverse, and it's good. Now here come the Wreckers on the other way. Full court pass to Westphal. She'll pick it up at midcourt and give it to De Laurentiis, but throws it over her head and out of bounds. So it's another Staples turnover, Falcons ball.
It was a very fast pace, and I'll let you get to a point there in a second, Jake. It was a very forced turnover. It really felt like she could have just held the ball for a little bit, set the offense up, didn't need to make that pass.
Yeah, 100%. At the same time, though, Jen on the floor, not someone you necessarily want with the ball in their hands, dribbling and controlling the offense.
Definitely not. Here up top is O'Connell. Gives it to number 15, Paulman, cutting, and that's good off the glass. A nice finger roll layup from the sophomore, Anna Paulman.
Just having a night, Sarah Kinsley has to be proud of the way they've come out. This is the best team, one of the best teams in the FCAC. Best they'll face for the rest of the season until the FCAC playoffs, and they're playing extraordinarily well. Now
Chirac up top, calling out a play. Good pressure by the Falcons. Gives it to Norden, off her foot, but a nice Euro step to the rack, off the glass, and good.
Cam, I'll tell you something. That was a beautiful move right there, but this Ludlowe man defense is clearly one that Staples has never seen.
35 seconds left to go. 12-6 Falcons, and they'll set up. It's Juliette Buescher, the sophomore. And she'll give it to Anna Paulman. Anna Paulman posting up, driving, gives it to O'Connell. Back out to Buescher. Gives it to Torello. She'll set it up top for the Falcons, guarded by Ellie Fair. Now right back to Paulman. She'll drive, but stolen by Ellie Fair. Stolen right back by Paulman. Paulman baseline and goes to the rack, but a blocking foul on Chirac.
Love the effort right there by Schrock to attempt to take that charge. That's a 50-50 call for the ref. They just got to go with what they see.
How about the sophomore, Anna Pullman? She was very physical on that possession. We know her and her sister Bridget not afraid to go right after these wreckers. They steal it from her. Well, guess what? I'm going to take it right back, drive to the hoop, and I'm going to get a foul and go to the line and shoot two.
Anna Pullman, a returning varsity starter, 5 points and 10 rebounds versus Darien just a few nights ago.
You gotta watch out though. That's a rare make for Pullman. She does not usually shoot too well at the free throw line, so watch out. Be ready for a miss here and try and set the offense up faster than Ludlowe can set their D up.
13-6, 11 seconds left to go. Here's the second free throw for Pullman, and she goes 2 for 2. Lopez inbounds, 11 seconds left to go. Staples is gonna have to push it here. Here comes Ellie Fair. Fair bringing it up. A screen by Lopez, driving to her right side. She'll float it up, and she's blocked. Here come the Falcons the other way. 1 second left. Full court shot from Busher, but it's no good. And that's the end of the first quarter here. 14-6 Falcons. Good first quarter for the Falcons, Jake.
Yeah, Cam, something that I definitely want to see Coach Paco Fabian preaching to his team is they're playing a man defense. It's working for this Ludlowe team. They're stopping Staples on all efforts. I want to see players like Marley Lopez, Paul, and Jen Westfall, those bodies setting big screens for guards like Fair and the younger players to get to the hoop and really run this offense off of a pick and roll.
And so far for those Falcons, Aiden, both of the Paulman sisters, the senior captain, Bridget Paulman, she had 20 points against Darien, 19 points against West Hill, a varsity starter, and her sister. What do you know about these two sisters that play very well together as starters on the court?
They are, first of all, ridiculously close. They are totally bonded together through basketball. There's actually another one that's currently an 8th grader that's coming up next season. So there will still be two Paulmans on the court next year. Not sure if they're going to play varsity both, but they both have been known to take over games, and when they can both have a night on the same night, it can really hurt the other team. Staples clearly has no answer to either of the Pullmans. Ellie Fair being the closest. They need to find an answer. They need to find it quick. And even more than that, Ludlowe knows they love knocking teams out in the zone. Even Norwalk, best team in the FCS. They're playing a big game in Trumbull tonight. That's probably the biggest game of the night. This is probably the second biggest game of the night. But Ludlowe came out against Norwalk in the full court press and led after a quarter. And so Jake, that just shows you what this full court press can do to any team.
And Jake, the winner of this game takes the 5 seed. So it is a big game for both sides. Inbounding the ball is the Falcons to start the second quarter, and it's Torello, and she'll get the ball up top, and she'll dish it back over to Busher up top. She's guarded by Marley Lopez. And there is a off-ball foul called. It's going to be called on the Falcons, and it'll be Staples' ball. A quick change of possession to start the quarter.
So Laura Heron checks in right now, guys. I know you didn't really see it there. She got the ball for a second. She's a sophomore, so they've now had 4 sophomores playing in this game. Just shows you how young they are.
Fair bringing it up, gives it to Norden at the top of the key. Right back to Fair. Fair, near side, downtown, no good. Rebounded by Norden in the paint, gives it to Fair, cutting, and she's fouled, floating it up from 14 feet out. She'll go to the line for 2.
How about that rebound right there by Norden, getting to the paint, beating the Ludlowe defender on the box out, and going up and grabbing the rebound.
And Ellie Fair has done such a great job. She's been huge for this program. That's what all the players preach about. And Jake, she's a very good free throw shooter, over 70% from the line. And the first one's good.
Yeah, she had a rather quiet night in their last game in their win against Darien. 3 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 5 steals, but a very quiet quadruple single for Fair.
Her second free throw is good. 8-14, Falcons have a lead, but Staples is slowly coming back. Checking into the game now is back in is Boshi, and they'll bring in O'Connell.
Interesting start, an interesting 5 they put out on the floor. They've got O'Connell and Bochi seniors. Then O'Connell and Pullman seniors, Bochi the junior, and then 2 sophomores in Busher and Anna Pullman.
Now here's Busher coming over a screen. The sophomore has been a huge part of this Ludlowe program, having a very good season. But it's almost stolen by Fair, and it's a foul on Ellie Fair. They're really fighting for the loose balls on both teams. That was almost stolen out of the hands of Boshi, but a very good play there from Fair, Jake.
Yeah, no, you said it, Fair. A great play right there, but got a little over-aggressive after tipping it away. The ball was regained by Bochi, and she still went after it.
5 fouls for the Wreckers, 3 for the Falcons so far in this game.
And if I'm correct, I think that Fair has at least 2 of those. So they're going to need to calm down and stay out of foul trouble.
So here come the Falcons. Gives it to Boshi driving, but it'll be a traveling violation and it'll be Staples' ball. A big turnover that the Wreckers really needed to gain momentum back in this one.
I would agree, but didn't really see the travel there. She had barely taken a step, and they were very quick to call it.
Nicole Holmes checks back in, the sophomore bringing it up the court. Fair is still in the game. Nicole Holmes driving to her left side, gives it to Fair on the far side towards the Ludlowe bench. She's coming over a screen from Lopez. Lopez trying to set up down low. Fair crossover, gives it to Holmes. Holmes driving left side, back out to Fair. No movement down low. Fair trying to set up, guarded by O'Connell. Fair calling out a screen, gets it from Lopez. Going to the corner of the left side, drives baseline, floater and no good. Rebounded by Norden. She'll kick it out to Abby Carter. Abby Carter from downtown, and that's good! Abby Carter from deep.
Cam, a three-pointer Staples needed right now. You can hear it in here. Momentum has shifted.
Just as quick as Ludlowe took that lead, I agree, Jake. Staples is taking it right back. Say, we're still here, we're still shooting, and we're ready to go.
Buscher gives it over to Paulman. Gives it back to Boshi. Down low to the other Paulman, and that's a floater, and it's good from 13 feet out. And here comes Ellie Fair on the other way. Quickly is the Wreckers, but they slow it down as they get out to midcourt. Fair getting a screen up top by Norden. She'll go around it towards her right side. Towards the near side wing. Gives it up top to Abby Carter, who just hit a 3. To Lopez on the key. Hands it to Carter. 17 feet out. Jumper, no good off the back iron. And the Falcons retain possession on the rebound. But it'll be a timeout by the Falcons from Coach Sarah Kinsley, and both teams will get a second for a breather.
Yeah, no, Cam, something I did like right there is that whole entire, that 2 minutes after to start the quarter, Staples, as I said, used the pick and roll, used the give and go, those movement plays that they need to beat this man defense.
Yeah, they did a very good job with both of that. Aiden, you've been watching these Ludlowe Falcons for a very long time. Is this man defense a thing that you do pretty often? Is this full court press the norm for these Falcons?
Absolutely. Like I said, they come out in every game looking to knock the team out within the first few minutes. They led the best team in the FCAC, Norwalk, who beat number 3 in the state just recently. They led them at halftime. So that's something no other team has done. So they have really liked to go out and just knock teams out right off the gate. And also the coaching. Something we haven't really mentioned, but Paco Fabian and Sarah Kinsley both yelling, screaming, getting coaching violations on the sidelines. They're getting into it just as much as the players, if not more.
16-11, 5:40 left to go in this first half. The basketball here at the Staples Gymnasium. Cameron Mann alongside Jake Gersh and Aiden Blank with the 3-man booth. Thank you for tuning in for us with this Monday night edition of FCAC basketball. Big game, as we've been saying all night. The winner of this game takes the 5 seed in the FCAC. So it is a big one here in Westport.
And Cam, we know that you guys have gotten canceled school. Ludlowe has not. So as of now, the girls still have school tomorrow. Looks like they're not going to make that call till the morning also.
Well, here come the Ludlowe Falcons in the other way. That's Paulman. From downtown, it's good.
It's her third of the night. She is heating up. Hopefully this is the start to something good for her.
And the refs will call that one a 2-pointer after looking it over.
So that will keep the Falcons at 19 points. They will not hit the 20 mark yet. Abby Carter hands it to Holmes. Holmes carousel up top. Set by Lopez. Holmes gives it to Norden. Post up, driving to the rack to her right side, but no good off the back iron. And here come the Falcons the other way. It's Buscher down the lane to the right side, and it's no good. But rebounded by Torello. And it's blocked and rebounded by Holmes, and it'll be a foul on the Falcons, and Staples will retain possession.
Once again, Cam, beautiful transition defense by the Staples Wreckers. Ellie Fair getting back, making a great play on the ball without fouling.
Both teams very aggressive so far in this one. 9 fouls total for both teams. Abby Carter bringing it up court. Carter, the junior guard, 9 points against Darien. She already has a 3 tonight. Lopez posting up by the free throw line, kicks it out to Carter, but it's a traveling violation on Lopez.
She did shuffle her feet on that play right there. But what I'm looking for Staples right now is in that high press, get 2 off-ball screens and really move the ball to beat that full court
Very good
press.
idea. That's what Staples has to do. They've been getting killed by that full court press all night. But here come the Falcons. They're killing Staples' full court presses. Torello, baseline, floats it up. No good off the back iron. and gives it to Holmes. Holmes coming down near side, gives it to Abby Carter. Abby Carter, almost another traveling violation. Lopez, right side, off the glass, and good. 13 feet out for Lopez.
Cam, a big play right there. The Euro step through the lane.
It's a big shot for them. They're coming back. They need to stay within striking distance. No more than 2-3 possessions away.
And stolen by Abby Carter, and a foul by Torello. A big steal by Abby Carter, picking off Buescher's pass up top.
Cam, last game, Abby Carter, 6 steals. She's one of the scrappiest players on this team. It shows right there, jumping the pass.
Coach Fabian has said it all the time that she is one of the best defenders that they have. Her and Ellie Fair, the two guards, do a very good job.
Buescher pointing to herself saying, that's my bad, just recover. That wasn't really a big steal unless they score here. So now they just need to keep playing defense. We're almost to half.
Schrock from downtown, and it's no good. Rebounded by Carter. Her reverse layup is no good. She'll get it again, though, and the second chance points is good off the glass.
Staples fans are really into this game. They want to win it just as bad as these kids.
15-19, 3:46 to go, and the Wreckers are only 3 points out, 4 points out from these Falcons. A drive by Buescher to the rack, and an and one. Off the glass and good. Buescher will go to the line for one.
A strong play right there as Ludlowe looks to take back the momentum.
The kind of scrappiness you look for in a sophomore point guard, you can see. She had to sit on the bench last year and watch the seniors do their thing, the two sisters, Bridget and Erin O'Leary. Now they're back. Now she's gotten a year of preparation. She's gotten a chance to sit out and analyze this during her injury. She's ready to go, and you can see she's having one of her best seasons ever.
Buescher for the and one conversion, and it's no good off the front iron, but it's rebounded by the Falcons, so they'll keep possession, and it'll be Buescher up top. Buescher setting up shot, and she'll give it to Paulman. Paulman driving, 17-foot jump shot, and it's good, nothing but net.
Cam, a 2-3 zone the Staples showed right there, not paying off. Maybe we'll see a switch back to man.
And the Wreckers pushing it quickly. It's Nicole Holmes, a sophomore, guarded very tightly by Torello. Almost loses possession, trying to get the ball to Ellie Fair, but she'll give it to Abby Carter up top. Carter on the near side wing, dribbling it around, and Ellie Fair will set up offense. Good decision by the captain. Fair getting a screen by Norden, kicks it out to Holmes. Holmes driving baseline, floater, no good. Rebounded by the Falcons, and a foul right off the rebound by Norden, and it'll be Falcons ball.
Cam, Staples has to focus on beating this man defense. Can get nothing going in the paint.
Got a score from the boys game and from the Norwalk-Trumbull game. We'll start with the girls game. Norwalk 23, Trumbull 18. And then in the boys game, it's Ludlowe 12 and Staples 6. That game being played over at Ludlowe. The Norwalk-Trumbull game, I believe, is in Trumbull.
Ludlowe moves to the bonus. That's the 7th foul for the Wreckers. Ludlowe has 5. And to the line is Anna Paulman, the sophomore, talking about her and her sister before. From the line today, she is 2 for 2. Her first shot is good, so she'll get one more from the line. Paulman, the second free throw is good.
What would happen if I had to pick up the phone, call 911 for one of my family members or one of my neighbors? What would I do if no one was on the other end to respond? What if there was no 911? So you can be a part of the solution.
Anybody can be a firefighter. Male, female, younger, older.
We have school teachers. We have leaders in business.
Is me, you, anyone that wants to be.
There is no typical firefighter.
We farm about 3,500 acres. There's pipelines everywhere. The contractor working on my property did not have the lines located before he began work, and it resulted on a strike on a natural gas pipeline. Fortunately, no one was hurt, but it could have been much worse. Calling 811 or visiting clickbeforeyoudig.com in the U.S. only takes minutes to do, and it can save your life.
Many medicines used to treat colds and flu contain acetaminophen, a pain reliever and fever reducer found in hundreds of over-the-counter and prescription medicines. But taking too much or more than one medication containing acetaminophen per day can damage your liver. So always read the label and don't take acetaminophen if you drink 3 or more alcoholic drinks every day. To learn more, visit fda.gov/OTC pain info. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Food and Drug Administration.
Anyone can fall victim to moving fraud. Know your rights and responsibilities.
There was never really a valid contract.
Movers must always give written estimates.
I was bound to an estimate, but it was after the fact.
Be sure that any document is complete before signing it, and that it includes information to determine the final charges.
It was a version that I had not seen before.
Visit protectyourmove.gov to download a free moving fraud prevention guide. Search for registered movers and view their complaint histories. Move with confidence.
Are you thinking about buying medicine online? A search for online pharmacies yields more than 20 million results. But which ones can you trust? Medicines bought from unlicensed online pharmacies can be dangerous. You may get a fake drug, your condition may get worse, or you may experience a bad reaction. Don't put your health at risk. To learn how to find an online pharmacy that's safe and legal, visit fda.gov/BeSafeRx. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
Most of us like to be out in the sun. That's why sunscreen and other safety measures are key to protecting your skin from aging and cancer. The FDA recommends using a sunscreen with an SPF of 15 or higher. Also, look for broad spectrum on the label. That means both harmful ultraviolet A and B rays are blocked. Remember, SPF plus broad spectrum equal healthy fun in the sun. Visit www.fda.gov/sunscreen for more information. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
Meet Blue. Blue's not feeling well. The prescription? Generic medication. Blue wonders, do they really work as well as name brands? Yes, generics and name brand medications do work the same. Even though they may look different, generics have the same key ingredients. FDA approval is equally rigorous for generics to make sure they're as safe and effective as name brands. And Blue even saves some green, making him a little less, well, blue. Talk to your doctor about generics and visit fda.gov/generic drugs.
I was diagnosed at 65.
37. Earlier than most.
Every 9 minutes, someone is diagnosed with Parkinson's disease.
And every one of them can turn to the American Parkinson Disease Association. Visit apdaparkinson.org to learn more and show your support today.
What would happen if I had to pick up the phone, call 911 for one of my family members or one of my neighbors? What would I do if no one was on the other end to respond? What if there was no 911? So you can be a part of the solution.
Anybody can be a firefighter. Male, female, younger, older.
We have school teachers. We have leaders in business.
Is me, you, anyone that wants to be.
There is no typical firefighter.
We farm about 3,500 acres. There's pipelines everywhere. The contractor working on my property did not have the lines located before he began work, and it resulted on a strike on a natural gas pipeline. Fortunately, no one was hurt, but it could have been much worse. Calling 811 or visiting clickbeforeyoudig.com in the U.S. only takes minutes to do, and it can save your life.
Many medicines used to treat colds and flu contain acetaminophen, a pain reliever and fever reducer found in hundreds of over-the-counter and prescription medicines. But taking too much or more than one medication containing acetaminophen per day can damage your liver. So always read the label and don't take acetaminophen if you drink 3 or more alcoholic drinks every day. To learn more, visit fda.gov/OTC pain info. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Food and Drug Administration.
Anyone can fall victim to moving fraud. Know your rights and responsibilities.
There was never really a valid contract.
Movers must always give written estimates.
I was bound to an estimate, but it was after the fact.
Be sure that any document is complete before signing it, and that it includes information to determine the final charges.
It was a version that I had not seen before.
Visit protectyourmove.gov to download a free moving fraud prevention guide. Search for registered movers and view their complaint histories. Move with confidence.
Are you thinking about buying medicine online? A search for online pharmacies yields more than 20 million results. But which ones can you trust? Medicines bought from unlicensed online pharmacies can be dangerous. You may get a fake drug, your condition may get worse, or you may experience a bad reaction. Don't put your health at risk. To learn how to find an online pharmacy that's safe and legal, visit fda.gov/BeSafeRx. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
Most of us like to be out in the sun. That's why sunscreen and other safety measures are key to protecting your skin from aging and cancer. The FDA recommends using a sunscreen with an SPF of 15 or higher. Also, look for broad spectrum on the label. That means both harmful ultraviolet A and B rays are blocked. Remember, SPF plus broad spectrum equal healthy fun in the sun. Visit www.fda.gov/sunscreen for more information. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
Meet Blue. Blue's not feeling well. The prescription? Generic medication. Blue wonders, do they really work as well as name brands? Yes, generics and name brand medications do work the same. Even though they may look different, generics have the same key ingredients. FDA approval is equally rigorous for generics to make sure they're as safe and effective as name brands. And Blue even saves some green, making him a little less, well, blue. Talk to your doctor about generics and visit fda.gov/generic drugs.
They're 14-4 on the year, 10-4 in the league. Their best start in a long time. First FCAC appearance since 2015. What do they have to keep doing to keep their momentum in their hands for this one?
Well, what Ludlow's got to do is protect this lead and stay up while they can. They're going to have to take care of the ball. We said Staples making those hustle plays. And we got 2 seconds till we'll be back into action, Cam. What is your main point just to, get Staples back into this game?
Well, Staples has got to keep playing hard. They got to keep trusting the process and what Coach Fabian goes by, and that is play hard and hustle hard throughout the whole entire game. They got 16 minutes left of basketball, and they're playing against a good Ludlowe team, so they got to stay strong here.
Yeah, and you can see how Ludlowe has improved over these last few years. Last year, they lose this game by a point after basically playing catch-up in the same position Staples is. Now they're up by 8 here at halftime.
So the second half is underway here at the Staples Gymnasium, and it's Ellie Fair on the record starting with possession. Gives it to Chirac on the wing towards near side for the Rutgers bench. Chirac hands off to Abby Carter with the carousel up top. She's going left side and brings it right back out to Chirac. Chirac to Lopez down low. Lopez lays it in off the glass and good.
And Staples starting off strong, getting Lopez involved as they did to start the game. Big play right there.
Here comes Torello, and now O'Connell, but stolen by Chirac gives it to Abby Carter on the bounce pass, and off the glass and go with the lay-in from 11 feet out.
Cam, the 2-2-1 diamond press. We both played basketball. Staples coming out in their own version of a full court press.
The Wreckers moving quickly. A great press so far. Torello trying to get past it over midcourt. Gives it to Paulman. And Paulman up top to Buescher. Buescher to Torello on the wing near side. She's spinning around on Fair, but nowhere to go. Gives it to the other Paulman, the sophomore. Back to the senior Paulman, Bridget. Gives it up top to Buescher. Buescher setting up shop. Back to Bridget Paulman on the wing, guarded by Ellie Fair. Up top to Torello from downtown. It's no good off the back iron. Rebounded by Holmes, and she's fouled from the back from Torello, and a great start for the Wreckers.
Cam, that's a great basketball play right there by Nicole Holmes. Not attacking the ball, keeping her back on her man, doing a great box out right there. Staples coming up with the ball.
Coach Fabian loving what Nicole Holmes did on that play. Great energy from the Wreckers to start off this one. And it's Chirac. Cross court pass to Abby Carter, but off her leg, and it's a turnover. Here comes Buescher, and the Falcons the other way. Holmes trailing, but cannot get the steal. She's guarding Buescher tightly, near side. Gives it to O'Connell in the corner. Guarded by Fair. O'Connell going baseline, posting up, and gives it to Palmer in the corner. She'll drive baseline towards the left. Posting up on Chirac. Now back out to Buescher. She'll set up shop one more time, guarded by Nicole Holmes. She's dribbling and gives it out to Boshi driving the baseline, but blocked by Lopez. O'Connell gets the rebound and kicks out to Buescher one more time. Here come the Falcons, trying to get something going here on the offensive side of things. Buescher from the wing, from deep, and it's good. Buescher from downtown.
Well, Ken, that play was set up right there at the top by Torello, moving it around, and then obviously leading to the Buescher three.
Fair and the Wreckers trying to keep the momentum on their side. 24-31 Falcons. Staples trying to inch closer to this lead. Chirac from downtown, and it's no good off the back iron. She just pulled it quickly right there, but now it's spinning around. Holmes trying to get the jump ball, and she's been on the floor with two other Falcon defenders, and it will be a jump ball, but it will be in the hands of the Falcons.
Cam, all game we've been preaching this hustle. We said it at halftime. We've said it all throughout this broadcast. How about Nicole Holmes early this game going for every single loose ball, those off the stat sheet points right there?
Yeah, and you can see it on the Ludlowe side, too. They're not afraid of this press. They had some issues with it in the very beginning, but they're ready to go.
So here come the Falcons the other way. It's Paulman going baseline, pump faking, guarded by Lopez. That's another block. It's her fifth of the game, but kicks out to Buescher from deep. She swishes it from downtown.
And Buescher is hitting on all cylinders right now, 2 for 2 to start the half from deep.
She could be the one that hits that big shot at the end of the game. Watch out for her. If I'm Coach Kinsley, I'm giving her the ball every time.
Fair driving to her right side. She'll float it up, and she's fouled. Fair going to the line for 2.
So that's something you need to watch out for. Do not let Ludlowe do not let Staples get those easy baskets toward the end of the game. Don't be in that 9-10 range like they were at the end of that first half. Make sure you're okay with the fouls. Ludlowe has shown, though, over the last few games, they've said, hey, we don't care about the fouls. We're going to play physical, and if that comes with fouls, so be it. We're going to foul as much as we need to.
Fair's first free throw is good. Staples now cuts the lead to 9. 5:06 left to go in this third quarter of basketball.
Yeah, they need to keep it single digits here. Double digits is way too much for them to come back on.
Fair's second free throw is good. 76% from the line this year. She's doing a great job for the Wreckers. Here comes Buescher, gives it to O'Connell, trying to break the press that the Wreckers are doing so well of defending. Here's Paulman. Driving baseline, kicks it to O'Connell, and she floats it in, and it's good.
Cam, Staples had that corner trap right there. Lopez Paul let her drive baseline. One of the biggest mistakes in a trap.
Can't make too many mistakes in this part of the game. Lopez kicks it to Chirac in the corner. She pump fakes, guarded by Bridget Paulman. She'll set it back out, top of the key. She's driving to her right side, floating, fadeaway, 14 feet out, and it's good. The fadeaway jumper from Chirac.
How about that move? The mid-range game for Chirac has been on all day.
And here come the Falcons pushing it quickly. It's Paulman, and she'll kick it out to her sister, Bridget Paulman, the senior, to Buescher up top. The sophomore, leading the team today, has 2 threes so far. Bushi from downtown, and it's no good. Tipped around, Holmes with the rebound. The sophomore's going to push it up court. Gives it to Ellie Fair. Ellie Fair, bounce pass to Carter. Carter to the rack, and it's good off the glass and in.
And now Staples is running, Cam, a 6-point game.
This is the kind of game you want to be in, if you're Ludlowe and Staples too. This is the kind of game you're going to play in a couple of weeks against either Danbury or Trinity.
And Boshi's blocked by Lopez. Quick play there. Here comes Holmes the other way. Down to Fair. Fair floating in from 14 feet out, but it'll be no good. Rebounded quickly by the Ludlowe Falcons. Quick change of possession by the Wreckers. And Buescher is fouled towards the Ludlowe bench, pushed out of bounds, and that is the Staples Wreckers' first foul of the half.
And yeah, Cam, the player we said to watch early on in the game was Staples' Ellie Fair. Besides those 2 free throws we just saw early, she's really been locked up, doing a great job. Both Palm and Scissors have been on her. A lot of players, helping shut down Ellie Fair. They definitely knew coming into the game she was a threat.
You take a look at Ludlowe, and you know how the Pullman sisters had a great first half. Staples comes out, they're locking down the Pullmans, but up steps Buescher with a couple of threes.
And here's Pullman, and it's no good off the back iron from 3.
So it just shows you that Ludlowe, no matter what you do, they're always going to find somebody else to hit. Bochy can have a jumper. Laura Herron can have a night. Pullmans have clearly had a night. So anybody, no matter what you do,
now Lopez
pop up.
Driving to the rack, and it's good with the lay-in from 10 feet out. Great job by Marley Lopez.
How about that ball fake right there for a big on this team?
Here come the Falcons pushing it quickly, and a foul by Norden not needed there, all over the back of Anna Paulman, and that is the third foul for the Wreckers. The first foul for the Wreckers so far in the second half.
Cam Norton just a second late getting to the spot to steal the ball, took out her frustration, hanging on the back of the Ludlowe player right there.
Checking into the game for the Falcons is a sophomore, Laura Herron, and she had 5 points and 4 rebounds versus Darien, so she's trying to make a statement as a sophomore for the Falcons. Here's Buescher, the other sophomore. She'll bounce it off the leg of Fair, and it will stay Ludlowe basketball.
I would say that was more of a kick ball.
So inbounded near side, it's going to be Herron. She'll inbound it to Buescher. Buescher on the perimeter, gives it to Bridget Paulman. Bridget Paulman down to the elbow to O'Connell. Kicks it out to Anna Paulman. To Buescher in the corner. Buescher from deep. And it's no good off the side iron.
But she
rebounded
was
by
close.
Norden. Norden bounce pass to Holmes. Holmes pushing it quickly but loses possession. Almost stolen by Buescher. And it's going to be a quick timeout by the Wreckers, so they'll hold possession, and a good timeout there by head coach Paco Fabian.
You can see Buescher's got a beautiful little jump shot. When she starts going off, the entire team starts going off around her. She may have not hit that 3 from the corner, but it was a really good look, and a look that was too good to pass up.
Cameron Manna, Jake Gersh, and Aiden Blank here on WWPT. Third quarter basketball, 2:40 to go. It's 36-32 Falcons. The winner of this game takes the 5 seed for the FCAC playoff.
Well, Ken, we said this Staples team is going to run. It was looking like Ludlowe was going to run away with the game. A perfect way to start off the half. You have to think Paco Fabian was preaching defense in that halftime huddle because Staples came out gunning on the defensive end.
And that's what Staples loves to do. They're going to move it really quickly. Just hopefully their fouls stay to a limitation and they don't have to get these off-ball fouls and these over-the-back fouls that have hurt them in that first half.
This is a great game. This is fantastic. And the way this game and Norwalk Trumbull we knew coming into the night. The 2 best games, really big games. Ludlow's got some big games, though, coming up. They have Ward on Wednesday and then the playoffs on Saturday. So this is not the end of the tough slate for Ludlowe.
And quickly as the Wreckers, Norden driving to her left, and she's fouled going to the rack. And it might be a shooting foul, and it will be. Actually, no, it will be an on-the-floor foul, so Fair will inbound it under the Wreckers' basket.
Cam, looked like a shooting foul to me. I think
it did.
You thought it was a shooting foul as well. Surprised me a little bit.
So Fair will inbound it. She's done a great job for the Wreckers all season. She'll inbound to Norden. High point pass and caught. Norden driving, but off her leg. Retained possession by Lopez, and there'll be a foul called, and it will be on the Falcons. Sarah Kingsley does not like the call at all. She is in frustration by the scores table on the other side of the court.
Look at the hustle right here by the Staples team.
It's been very good all game, both sides. Ellie Fair again from the right side of the basket. Now she'll inbound it. Fair has to get it in 5 seconds. She will. She'll chuck it to the top to Chirac. Back to Fair from the wing for 3, and it's good! Ellie Fair from downtown, a big shot by the senior.
Do not let Ellie Fair get going. It's looking like a fair takeover starting.
And now it's a 1-point game, and now it's stolen by Schrock. Back in the hands of Buscher, and a backcourt violation. The Wreckers are coming in hot right now. A huge change of possession, and the crowd is loving it here at the Staples Gymnasium.
Cam, it looks like some Ludlowe players on the bench complaining, but I could see the call right there was actually tipped by a Ludlowe player backcourt from this side, meaning that it will be a backcourt violation.
So here come the Wreckers and Schrock on the other way, only down by one. Schrock through the legs and to the rack, and it's no good. In and out, toilet bowled. And Ellie Fair and Paulman collide, but the other Paulman, Bridget, is going the other way quickly. Gives it to Haran, back to O'Connell, down low to Anna Paulman, out to Bridget Paulman. Now to Buscher up top, guarded by Fair. She'll set up shop again for the Falcons. Bridget Paulman on the wing.
A 2-3 zone, Cam. Staples in to start this half.
Haran, back to Bridget Paulman. And it'll be a timeout by Sarah Kingsley. She had to come all the way on the court in the face of the ref to call a timeout. And she is not liking these refs at all so far in this third quarter. But Staples now only down by one. They were at 1 point down by 13, and now down 36-35.
Cam, you saw it. Sarah Kingsley is mad at her team, mad at these refs, in the face of the ref trying to get that timeout call. For me, I've thought for the most part these refs have done a great job tonight.
Well, Aiden, Sarah Kingsley knows what this game means for these Falcons. She has been a coach for this team for a good amount of time, and she knows this program, so she understands the meaning of an FCAC game where the 5 seed is in the hands.
When she was hired 3 years ago, she's an ex-Ludlowe player. Not sure if you guys knew that, but she is an ex-Ludlowe player. When she was hired 3 years ago as the head coach after being an assistant for a few years, her goal was to win an FCAC championship. Again, they go from 4-16 to 8-8 last year, just missed the FCAC playoffs literally on the last day of the season. All they needed to do was win, and they got the 8 seed. And now they're coming in, and this is one of the best teams she'll ever coach. It's such a tight-knit bunch. And this is going down, it looks like, the exact same way that Todd Berger final went down. 48-36, Ludlowe won it, but only after they pulled away in OT. It's going to be interesting to see how this goes down. Same way as it went down last year in the regular season, too. A 1-point game right at the end.
1:27 left to go in this third quarter. Staples only down by 1. Inbounding it is Haran for the Falcons quickly. And it's O'Connell. O'Connell kicks it to the left side, and that's Bridget Paulman. Back out to Buscher, guarded by Fair, just over midcourt. Buscher driving to her left side, kicks it in the corner to Bridget Paulman. Paulman almost pulls a 3, but gives it to Anna Paulman down low. Kicks out to Bridget Paulman, stolen by Schrock. Schrock will steal it on the other way, kick it quickly to Fair. Fair over midcourt, and Coach Fabian calling a play. She's slowing down the offense and gives it to Schrock up top. Schrock driving to her left side, posting up, gets a screen by Lopez. Now driving, fadeaway jumper, and it's good! A big shot by Schrock, and now Staples takes the lead for the first time in this game.
Cam, how about the mid-range game from Schrock all night? Looks like her third mid-ranger right there.
Staples now up 37-36, and a big steal by Ellie Fair, and she gets pushed. A foul called, and we'll say Staples ball. The energy from the Staples bench right now, the whole entire bench is ecstatic for the Wreckers right now.
You watch the referee, he just told Paco Fabian, move back. He hasn't said that to Sarah Kingsley yet, but I'm sure that's coming. The referees need to remain in control of this game. They say, get back, or you're going to get a technical, and that could cost the team the game here.
Here's Ellie Fair, guarded tightly by O'Connell, trying to drive, but can't, but gives it to Lopez. Lopez driving, down the lane, and good! A big shot by Lopez off the rack.
And Staples is into it right now, behind us on the benches. All momentum has shifted.
39-36, 18 seconds left to go in this third quarter. Almost a steal there, and it's stolen by Norden. On the other way, over midcourt, quickly to Fair. Fair, driving. Kicking out from downtown is Ellie Fair. It's no good. Rebounded by Norden, and she'll throw it up in the post. No good. Rebounded by O'Connell, and a foul called on Norden. It's a push. The energy here at the Staples Gymnasium is crazy, and this game is going to go down the wire with 1 quarter left.
I'll tell you what, there should have been a foul right here at center court just a few seconds before that last foul was called, because Marissa Schrock absolutely threw Anna Paulman. She almost went hit the deck, and she absolutely threw it, and neither one of them had the ball. That's kind of a textbook call that the referees have to make.
So 1 second left will be Paulman from half court. She chucks it up, and it will be no good. So that's the end of the third quarter here at the Staples Gymnasium. 39-36 Rutgers, Jake.
Cam, no better quarter Paco Fabian and this Staples team could have wished for. They came out, they played hard, they scrapped for every single loose ball, and they made it happen on the offensive end.
Could not ask for a better game. The Staples Rutgers were at 1 point down by 13, and they've came all the way back to regain the lead by 3. 8 minutes of basketball left, both teams fighting hard head-to-head basketball.
And Staples wins this game, you can only assume they're going to win the next one against Bassick on Wednesday night. But don't get too comfortable with that, because Ludlowe played Bassick earlier in the season, and it was one of their tougher games. They kind of underestimated Bassick, and Bassick, only 6 players came out, was within a couple of points at halftime because they play so physical. Because they play so physical and because they were playing so well, and Ludlowe just wasn't. So don't get too comfortable with that Bassick game on Wednesday. But obviously this game could be the most important game of their season. They lose this game, doesn't matter if they win that Bassick game. They're going to be heads down going into that FCAC tournament. They need this win so that they can get a lot of momentum going into that FCAC tournament.
Schrock has been huge for the Rutgers in this one, Jake. 2 fadeaway 17-foot jump shots. That has been her thing from both sides of the court, the left and the right. She's been huge for the Rutgers.
Yeah, definitely. She's the girl on the offensive end. But how about sophomore Nicole Holmes on the defensive end, locking up the best players? Ellie Fair not even having her best game today, but Staples still in control to start this fourth quarter.
Fourth quarter of basketball underway. 8 minutes left, and we will have a winner. And the 5 seed will be taken from the winner of this game. It's Schrock up top. Coach Fabian trying to set up a play for her. She's been hot all night, gives it to Fair, cutting Fair down the lane, off the glass, and it's just short, rebounded by the Falcons quickly. And they're passing it up court to Taruko, and then gives it to Paulman. Paulman posting up, back to Taruko in the corner from 3, and it's no good, in and out. Gives it to Paulman, kicks it back out to the other Paulman, but Holmes on the ground for it and makes a big steal. The sophomore Nicole Holmes coming up big. Fair, trying to push it the other way, and she'll get pushed by Anna Paulman. But there was a timeout before the play by Coach Fabian. The refs will console at midcourt to see if the foul or the timeout came first.
All game, Cam, we just said it. How about Nicole Holmes?
She has been huge. She's been huge for these Rutgers. That was a big steal right there. And if the timeout was not called by Fabian, the head coach of the Staples Rutgers, the Rutgers could have been on the other way for a nice fast break point.
Yeah, and it's looking like they're indicating the timeout came first, so no foul, and it'll be a side out here on our near side.
Boy, did Ludlowe get lucky there, Jake. They really lucked out there. That's gonna really help them if they go into an intentional foul situation in a few minutes at the end of this game. If they're still down and they need to foul, that's one extra one that they can give.
Well, yeah, you said it, Aiden. At the end of games, it comes down to free throw shooting, intentional fouling, and you could end up seeing it, hurt this Ludlowe team, being that they may have to keep on fouling and want that 1-and-1 to get the ball back. But if they foul and it keeps going to side outs, then they may not have the chance to get the ball.
Torello could have had a big 3 there, was in and out. That would have tied the game up. There's been no scoring so far. We're almost a minute into the fourth quarter, and it is 39-36 Rutgers.
Yeah, Torello has struggled all night long from shooting, but of course we know no time like the present to get underway shooting.
Inbounding near side is the Rutgers. Schrock up top. Schrock running the point a lot for this fourth quarter. She's a fadeaway jumper off the backboard, but no good. And the Rutgers will retain possession. Schrock again, no good off the backboard. Here come the Falcons on the other way. It's Bridget Paulman to the rack. Fake Euro step, and it's no good off the backboard. Great defense by Marley Lopez.
You said a great transition defense. Ellie Fair coming to help out as well.
Schrock gives it to Lopez in the post on the elbow. She's posting up. Few jab steps and trying to get the ball to Fair, but it's tipped off her hands. Fair will try to retain possession towards the baseline. She's pushed around. It'll be a foul call by the Falcons, and that is their 6th of the half.
All over the floor. We've seen Staples Rutgers all night, whether that be Fair, whether that be Holmes, whether it be Marley Lopez Paul. We've seen the hustle. That's the reason Staples is ahead.
Fair inbounding it under the basket. A quick check-in for the Falcons. Now it'll be number 20, Paige O'Connell.
So interesting that they're going to put Fair now on. It looks like they're going to go. Fair's going to go on.
Fair
Heron.
quickly cutting to Chirac, and Chirac, and the lay-in is good. 41-36.
A beautiful inbounds play right there.
Exactly as I was saying. Interesting. The junior point guard, Chirac, is going to go on Buscher now instead of the senior point guard, Fair.
And now Paulman from the corner. It's an air ball and a jump ball.
Bad shot to take.
Norden and Paulman all over each other down low. Paulman getting chucked to the ground, but it will be an inbound down low from Buscher.
Yeah, that was a really bad shot to take. It was forced. Remember, there's no shot clock for a reason. They want to have some time to set up that possession. They don't want to have to force up shots like that.
Buscher quickly to Paulman. She'll lay it in off the glass right under the basket. A great play by Buscher, and Holmes pushing it quickly. Here comes the sophomore, number 3, guarded by Torello. She's trying to set up shop, almost stolen from the back by Haran. And here's Ellie Fair. Ellie Fair holding possession, trying to waste the clock with 6 minutes to go. Rutgers up 41-38. Fabian trying to push her to the other side of the court. Fair, crossover, gives it to Lopez in the elbow. Lopez using her body to post up. Does a fadeaway jumper, and it's good. 17 feet out is Lopez.
What a move right there, using the spin to her advantage, Marley Lopez.
And great defense by Chirac, and it's stolen. Toe tap stays in bounds. Lopez to Fair. Fair going down the lane. She's almost fouled, no good. But that will be a foul on Nicole Holmes and over the back, and it will be Ludlowe ball.
They call the over the back there. No foul on Ellie Fair's drive. Definitely a questionable call right there.
I thought that was absolutely the perfect call. I may sound a little biased there, but Paulman didn't move. She did her best. You could see it was a pretty fair matchup size-wise. Paulman didn't move, and it was pretty clear that she wasn't gonna.
So here's Haran to Buscher. They're trying to break the press. Staples is doing a great job. Holmes is guarding her tightly, and Norden double covered. But now they'll give it to Anna Paulman. Anna Paulman down the lane to the right side. Ejected by Marley Lopez. Stolen straight out of her hands. Here comes Nicole Holmes down the other way. Gives it to Marley Lopez. Paul cutting. Floater from 11 feet out, and it's good. The Rutgers are moving ahead in a hurry, and it's a timeout by Sarah Kingsley and the Ludlowe Falcons, and the Rutgers are moving ahead in a hurry.
Well, Cam, defense turns to offense. You got to preach that all game. Marley Lopez, Paul, swatting it out of the air, running deep down court, and finishing on the other end.
And you can hear the footsteps just pounding by the stands behind us. The Rutgers gym is excited. The Rutgers up 45-38 with 5:11 to go, and that was one of the nastiest blocks I have seen from girls and boys basketball. Stolen straight out of the hands, Marley Lopez. What a play.
Not even hitting the ground after. That ball was literally taken out of the hands.
The Rutgers getting all momentum on their side, trying to get a big upset here to get the 5 seed. The Ludlowe Falcons look winded, trying to take this game back in their hands.
And, you know, Cam, it's really been a highlight reel game for Marley Lopez, Paul, tonight. We've seen a bunch of big moves. How about 2 possessions ago, that beautiful spin move to get that layup? A great game by the sophomore Marley Lopez, Paul.
So Staples will get the ball, the Falcons will get the ball under the rack after that big score from Marley Lopez. She has 14 points on the night. So here's O'Connell with the inbound. She'll give it to Anna Paulman, right back to O'Connell, trying to break the press, and they will. Here's Buscher, guarded by Holmes. Trailing is Fair with almost a steal, and Abby Carter right there. A great man-to-man defense by the Rutgers. Now it will be 2-3. Here's Anna Paulman, cutting quickly as O'Connell, back to Torello, gives it to Buscher. Buscher, back up to Bridget Paulman. To the corner, to Torello. Posting up is Anna Paulman. She's guarded tightly by Lopez, and then a deep 3 by Anna Paulman is no good. Rebounded by O'Connell. Right back to Bridget Paulman for 3, and that was no good off the front iron. Rebounded quickly by Lopez. Lopez to Carter on the other way. Here come the Wreckers. Carter to Chirac on the left wing. She's guarded by Bridget Paulman, the senior captain. Chirac trying to make a big shot here for the Wreckers. Gives it to Lopez up top. She'll set up. Here's the stretch forward trying to make a big play, and she'll give it to the point guard, Ellie Fair. Here's the senior captain, guarded by O'Connell.
Cam, if I'm Coach Paco Fabian, I'm preaching a slow-paced game. Staples wants to hold on to the ball, move it around, and take up as much time as possible.
Norwalk looks like they're going to win that game against Trumbull up 40-35. So they're going to get the number 1 seed. Trumbull take the 2 seed. Norwalk has now beaten, I would say, the number 1 and 3 teams in the state, Trumbull, and that big win over Handon. So Norwalk really, I would say this is Norwalk's league. Everybody else is just playing in it.
And Lopez gets the ball stolen out of her hands, and it's in the hands of O'Connell. This is a 5-seed game that is coming down to the wire here with 4 minutes left. Staples has the lead, but only by 7.
Cam, how about the shift from the beginning of the game to the end of the game? Looks like Ludlowe was running away with it. Now Staples up when it counts.
Here's Torello guarded by Ellie Fair. Ellie Fair playing great defense tonight. Now to Buscher. Buscher down the lane, dribbles it to the corner. Gives it to Bridget Paulman. Bridget Paulman jab step, crossover, and now a 15-footer, kicks it back out. And back out to Bridget Paulman for 3. She'll pump fake it and give it to Anna Paulman. Anna Paulman kicks out to Torello. One more to Buscher from downtown. That's no good off the front iron.
Great ball movement right there by Ludlowe. Unfortunately, could not get the three-pointer to go. But once again, great ball movement there.
Needed that shot to fall. She had the jumper. She had the fadeaway. Everything was perfect.
Here's Ellie Fair. She'll give it to Abby Carter quickly. Abby Carter dribbling it around, carousel up top, hands it off to Chirac. Chirac, quick crossover, but stolen out of her hands into the hands of Buscher. Buscher getting swarmed by Abby Carter for the jump ball, and that's what it will be. And it'll be Staples basketball. Great hustle play by Abby Carter.
Ludlowe wanted a foul there. Sarah Kinsley saying, hey, we got one of our guys and 2 of their guys on the floor. Clearly she's outnumbered. They're going to have to really sell that jump ball, so they really had to have.
So here's Ellie Fair under the basket towards the right side for the inbound. A stack formation for the Wreckers. Fair gives it out to Lopez. Lopez dribbling it up top. Some good movement. Now Chirac on the wing. Chirac's getting bumped by Bridget Paulman. No foul called. She'll drive to her left, and it will be a timeout by Paco Fabian to slow down the momentum to keep her Wreckers in set, so no turnovers happen here.
Yeah, you want to keep Lopez Paul upstairs. Clearly Ludlowe did their homework on her and knows that she's going to take over this game if they don't stop her. They have no size to stop her, so they're going to have to physically put her up top. They can't let her go inside.
3 minutes and change left to go in this game. 45-38. Staples playing very strong basketball when it counts. And Jake, it's been in the hands of Marley Lopez in this fourth quarter, and she's done a great job on the defensive side.
Cam, something to watch for Lopez Paul, probably the tallest player out there on the court. At the end of the game, it's going to come down to rebounding. If she could really stick it in the paint, get those offensive rebounds to keep possessions alive for Staples, that could be huge towards the end of the game.
Ellie Fair, the senior captain, trying to bring her team to the middle of the pack for this FCAC playoff, and they would play next Saturday. They are playing next Saturday, but it depends on which seed they will be in, as the Ludlowe Falcons have already clinched their spot just a few nights ago on senior night, and they've done a great job.
And Cam, all 8 have been clinched at this point. We know the 8 teams that are going. It's just a matter of who plays who at what time, and they're all at Ludlowe, so that's even better. Ludlowe gets a home game no matter what.
And Cam, let me ask you, we got 3 minutes left in this game. Staples obviously up 7 points right now. What does Staples have to do coming right back in to close out this game?
They got to play hard and they got to play fast. They got to hold possession of the ball for a good amount of time so they don't make any drastic turnovers that could hurt them here. But a quick inbound from the Wreckers on their side. It's Chirac up top. Chirac posting up on Bridget Paulman, trying to use her size. That she does have. But she'll pick up her dribble and give it to Fair towards the far side Staples bench. Fair dribbling it back up towards the S at midcourt. Fair, crossover, gets a screen by Holmes. Now she'll roll back around and hands it off to Abby Carter, the junior. Abby Carter will go around Mario Lopez's screen. She'll dribble it back around. Trying to waste the clock here is the Wreckers. And a foul call by Torello. Staples trying to hold the clock and get themselves in the bonus for some easy free throws.
Kinsley can't even argue with that. She's sitting there. She knows that was a foul, but Torello a little unhappy with it, but they just gave her 2 free shots here.
Carter going to the line for a 1-and-1. 2 big shots here for the junior. The first one is up and no good off the back iron. And here come the Falcons in the other way. It's Bridget Paulman.
They need to score points here.
They do. Down 45-38 with 2 minutes and change left to go. It's Bridget Paulman to Anna Paulman. Anna Paulman on the left wing to Bridget Paulman, handing it off back and forth. They'll kick it to Torello. Torello up top, guarded by Abby Carter tightly. She'll give it to Buscher. Buscher guarded by Fair. Bridget Paulman guarded by Holmes. She'll drive to her left. Finger roll is good off the glass with 2 minutes left to go. Now the Ludlowe Falcons are only down by 5.
So you saw what Torello was doing. They want to overload them down low because if they overload them, doesn't matter the size, they still have the advantage. They're close enough size-wise that if they overload down underneath, they're going to get those shots to roll.
Quickly is Fair to Chirac. Chirac in the corner guarded tightly. A quick pass to Lopez, but it will stay their ball. Good defense there by Anna Paulman.
Buscher really thought she saved it.
Staples is going to use as much time as they can on this clock, take up as much as they can to give Ludlowe as little possession as they can.
Fair with the inbound. She has to get it off quickly, and she rolled to Abby Carter. Handed right back to Fair. She's going to dribble it up top. 1 minute and 40 seconds left to go. The 5 seed is on the line between the Wreckers and the Falcons here. Fair, guarded tightly by O'Connell. Gets a screen from Holmes. She'll dribble it right back around, and a screen from Marley Lopez, and a foul on Marley Lopez, a moving screen, and a costly one, as now it will be Ludlowe ball.
A very interesting, I'm not going to go out and say, because I didn't really see it perfectly, but that's you have to be absolutely sure to make that call as a referee. With this kind of time left, 1:30 left in a 5-point game, and giving the ball to Ludlowe, you have to be absolutely positive about that.
I actually think that was a 5-second without advancing the
Now
ball.
Torello from downtown, it's no good off the front iron. Jake, what were you going to say there?
Yeah, I don't think that one was a foul right there. The ref put up 5 on his hand. Fair did not advance the ball running side to side, and if you know the rules, you got to advance it within 5 seconds.
And a foul there. Lopez held the ball tightly, and a big foul by the Falcons. A good one there as they're trying to stop clock. Staples definitely wasting it. They're up by 5 with 1 and 13 left to go.
Now we know that you have to, when you are guarded, advance the ball for 5 seconds, but we have seen teams try and dribble it down because there is no shot clock. We have seen teams try and just stand there and dribble it. No one's stopping them.
Lopez, her first free throw is good. The 1-and-1, her first one is good, and that is a 6-point lead for the Wreckers. They're trying to close this one out at home.
And Cam, this is the big one to push it to a 3-possession game.
Lopez. 2 dribbles. Her second free throw is no good off the back iron. So it's still a 2-possession game, and Buscher will try to get it into 1. Now to Torello.
Fast.
Torello on the wing, guarded by Fair near side. Gives it to Bridget Paulman.
It's looking like they're going to need a 3 here right now, taking a lot of time.
Quick cut to Anna Paulman, and it's good off the glass for the lay-in. And a quick foul. Oh, there's no foul. Ellie Fair was pushed to the ground. It's now a Ludlowe ball. And it's Bridget Paulman up top. She'll get a quick timeout and a big no call there. Ellie Fair was shoved to the ground. She's not liking the call, trying to consult it with the ref. And now it is Ludlowe ball, 46-42, 49 seconds left to go.
That was perfect.
It looked pretty clear to me, maybe a little biased, but it looked like she was clearly tripped up or shoved in some way. No foul called. It's gone both ways, though. I think the officiating has been pretty fair tonight, so no arguing on that end.
And you look there, when Bridget, you talk about the qualities that a senior captain's going to have. Bridget was up top, and she's screaming, Anna, Anna, Anna. She knows she needs to get it to her sister because her sister's cutting right down baseline. That pass, they didn't even need to overload. They brought everybody out to fake that they were going to shoot the 3, and then they pass it right inside. And Anna, lo and behold, has a free shot. And now it's a 4-point game, still anybody's game with 49 seconds, but they need to score on this possession. If they don't score on this possession, they have no reason they should win this game.
49 seconds left to go. Cameron Manna, Jake Gersh, Nathan Blank in the booth with you here for this full night of basketball. Arthur Shapiro with the post-game show. 46-42. The Falcons on the inbound. It'll be O'Connell. She'll give it to Anna Paulman. Anna Paulman posting up on Chirac. She'll give it out to her sister, Bridget Paulman. Bridget Paulman will pull it from 3, and it's an air ball, no good. And a save by Torello. A big save by Torello. She keeps it in bounds, and Bridget Paulman was with the jump ball with Nicole Holmes, and it will stay Ludlowe ball. One of the craziest saves I've seen ever.
In my opinion, it really looks like she stepped on the line before saving that ball.
So
wow, that was incredible, though. You have to admit whether it was the right call or not.
And a quick inbound.
She kind of came flying out of there, out of nowhere.
It's 100%. Bridget Paulman. She'll give it to Anna Paulman. On the wing, and cutting is Buscher, but Buscher had a misunderstanding with the play, but a timeout before the play even happened is Kingsley, but the play was going and the ball was about to roll out of bounds to be Staples' ball, and the refs gave them a timeout. The refs gave them a timeout.
It was a Staples timeout, not a Ludlowe timeout. because you could see Paco Fabian was losing it.
No.
You
That's
can't
a
call a timeout
that's
unless
a
you have the ball.
that was a Ludlowe called timeout during the play when the ball was about to go out of bounds. Staples definitely does not like it, as that would have been their ball.
And a timeout cannot be called on a loose ball. That was clearly a loose ball with the ball in the air. I 100% disagree with the call.
That's going to be costly if Ludlowe can score here. It's 46-42, 28 seconds left to go in this game, and that call right there from the refs could be very costly if Ludlowe can get a big shot here.
Cam couldn't ask for a better game in the broadcast booth right now. 4-point game coming down to the wire.
You got your starting 5 on the floor, too. Exactly who you want. You need to start pinpointing your shooters. The 3s are coming from either Juliet or Bridget. The 2s are going to come, or Emma, too.
So here's Bridget Paulman, and she'll pop it from 3. It's no good off the front iron, no good. Chirac with the rebound, 17 seconds left to go. Chirac to Lopez. Ellie Fair, they got a foul, and they'll foul Ellie Fair. She'll go to the line. The Staples Wreckers could have just closed out and sealed the 5 seed for the FCA.
Cam, I just don't understand why Ludlowe is taking back-to-back 3-pointers. They're only down 4 points. They really just needed the 2, and that shot looked a little bit forced to me.
So here is Ellie Fair. She'll go to the line. This is going to be 2.
Biggest free throws of the night, without a doubt.
If she could hit one here, she could probably seal it for the Wreckers. The first one is no good, in and out. And here come the Falcons quickly, and a bad foul by Chirac. She fouls Buscher. So Buscher, with 10 seconds left,
Ludlow's
will not go to the line.
You never know, though. Maybe Smart,
no, there's still one more to
foul
give.
So make them set something up.
So here's Torello. They need a big 3 here. Anna Paulman gets the ball stolen. Nicole Holmes in her hands. She's on the ground, her, and there was a foul call. So we'll see who it's on this one.
All night, Cam, Nicole Holmes has been that girl that's been all hustle.
Oh, and it's a foul on Anna Paulman, so it's Staples' ball, and that will close it for the Wreckers.
So that's 2 offensive fouls. Again, you absolutely have to be positive. The referees had to be 100% sure to call that, and I just don't think they were.
5 seconds left to go. Staples up 46-42, and they are about to seal the 5 seed in the FCAC in this big upset against Ludlowe.
They just took away any shot Ludlowe had at winning that game.
So the first shot from Holmes is good, and Staples has sealed it. They beat the 14-4 Falcons at home. They'll take that 5 seed in a huge upset for the Wreckers.
What a game, Cameron.
One more free throw from Holmes.
And Ludlowe has nobody to blame but themselves for this. They couldn't shoot for a good 10 minutes.
Yeah, they couldn't. A big 4th quarter for the Wreckers. 5 seconds left to go. The Staples gym is going crazy here. Bridget Paulman will pull up a prayer. It will be no good. And the Staples Wreckers of Staples High School will get a 5 seed in the FCAC playoff, beating the Ludlowe Falcons 48-42, and they'll move to 13-6 in the year, and the Ludlowe Falcons will move to 14-5.
Wow.
My most valuable player from WWPT here tonight was Staples, Nicole Holmes. You saw her clinch the game with the steals. Just goes to show how great of a game she had on the defensive side.
This is the kind of game you want to be in February. Whether you're winning this game or you're losing this game, it's the kind of game you want to be in. And for Ludlowe, obviously, they would have liked to win, but come Saturday, they're going to be ready for this game, and they still have another big game, Cam. We'll have the call of Ward and Ludlowe on Wednesday. So they still have one more big game to play, really nothing to play for at that point because the seedings will have already gone through. Just town bragging rights, which of course at that time are going to be better than records, and then they're going to go out and have some fun on Saturday. So it was a tough loss, but
yeah, it was a big game here. The Falcons come in and take a loss and a showdown that is in the books. The Staples Wreckers take it 48-42. We were with you for 32 minutes of basketball, and we're signing off here at the Staples Gymnasium at WWPT. Cameron Mann alongside Jake Gersh, Nada Blank. Have a good night, everybody.